Yo, what's up, guys? I just want to start the video off by saying this isn't the content that I'm normally going to be posting on this channel, but there's been a couple people asking for typing content. So I just wanted to go into a little bit of detail about how I became one of the fastest typers in the world. Also, I'm a pretty small channel, so I could see all your comments, and I just want to give a quick thank you to you guys. So let's get into the video. Some people ask me what keyboard I use. I personally use the GK61 mechanical keyboard, but it doesn't matter as long as it has high enough key rollover. So I'm sure there's a legitimate way to test this, but the simple method I use to figure out what your key rollover is just to smash your keyboard, and if it detects all the keys that you press, then it's good. All you really need is like 4 or 5 key rollover, but if you're smashing your keyboard like a bunch of keys and only like 1 or 2 letters pops up, then that keyboard sucks. You need to buy a better keyboard. Most of it is just going to come down to personal preference. For example, the fastest typer in the world uses just some crappy laptop keyboard, so it doesn't really matter. It just depends on what you feel the most comfortable with. As long as it has high enough key rollover, it should be fine. So the main websites that I use are typeracer, 10 Fast Fingers, and typetest.io. Typeracer is probably the thing you want to be the best at because I think the most people go on that. But if you're just going for raw speed, then typetest.io, in my opinion, is the greatest place to practice because you can see your words per minute really easily, and there's no grammar or anything, and all the words are pretty easy. Typing taught me an incredibly valuable lesson in life, and that's that the trick to becoming insanely good at anything is just consistent practice over a long period of time. So if you want to have godlike speed, then you're going to have to practice 5 to 10 minutes a day for years. But I feel like a brand new typer could realistically get in the top 1% in a month or so of a bit harder practice. There's a few rumors that I wanted to clear up right away. One of them is keep your feet flat on the floor and sit up straight. That is kind of a complete joke. Type it whatever posture you feel comfortable in. If you feel like you type faster with your keyboard closer, then move your keyboard closer to you. If you feel like you type faster with your keyboard farther away from you, then do that. A lot of posture and positioning is just typing the way that makes sense to you. But that being said, it's probably better for your back to sit up straight, so do whatever you want. I personally hunch like Gollum or like this woman, but you should do what makes sense for you. So for beginners, I'd say under 80 words per minute. Some good advice is you want to have your keyboard completely memorized. You never, ever, ever want to look down at your keyboard because it just wastes time. You need to get to the point where you intuitively know every single key position. But anyway, another rumor is you need to follow the touch typing method and use every finger. Okay, well, I think this has some truth to it. It technically gives you an advantage, but I'd go as far as recommending it for beginners who are more or less learning from scratch, but it's not necessary at all. As long as you use around 6 or 7 fingers, you could easily get insanely fast. Some people noticed in one of my other typing videos that I don't use all my fingers. Like, I don't use my pinky finger that often, and I don't completely follow the touch typing method. A great example is Tyler1. He uses like 2 or 3 fingers, but he types over 100 words per minute. Like, what the hell is this? I didn't even know this was possible until I saw it. The last thing I'd recommend is for beginner typers is to have a quick delete memorized. Most of the time, you don't want to just spam the delete key when you make a mistake because it's pretty slow. I personally have Control-A backspace engraved into my muscle memory, but if I were starting from scratch today, I would learn Control backspace because it's technically better. There are a few tricks at higher words per minute that can help you get faster. Like once you're typing maybe around 110 to 120, you don't type letter per letter anymore. You just see the word and instantly type it. And I know it might be hard to wrap your head around, but everybody can do a form of this already. Like with speaking, when you pronounce a word when you say beautiful, you just say the whole word. You don't have to spend time thinking about saying B, then U to full. You just say the whole word naturally. And when you get really good at typing, you'll start to type words without thinking of typing each individual letter, but your brain just knows how to type the word itself. It's kind of hard to explain, but the word analogy is the closest thing that I could really think of. So it's something that will probably come about naturally as you improve over time, so I wouldn't worry if you're newer and this sounds insanely hard to do. I think the biggest bottleneck people have to typing is how fast their brain can process the information. So their finger speed itself is going to be faster than how fast their brain can process words. If you can process the words faster in your mind, then you'll have a greater capability of typing fast. A trick to help with this is by looking at a word, processing it in your mind, going through the muscle memory of typing that word, and then as you're typing the word, you're already looking ahead and processing the next word as your muscle memory is subconsciously finishing what you're doing. So that also sounds insanely difficult at first, but with enough practice, it'll eventually come naturally. Now I just want to say thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want content made by me, then subscribe. Have a good day.